everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna play a little Inconvenience. It's another Yandere dating sim that's found on itch.io. Let's begin. Love always begins with a flicker. For us, the flicker happened 1 year ago inside the quick stop when I hurried out of my car to avoid the downpour outside. I had a long mundane day in the fish market, taking out the fish from the week's shipment, cutting and cleaning them. Well, their blood and guts got me, dealing with pesky customers. The place used to be rancid. The customers used to be kind and warm, but slowly all that disappeared. It felt like I walked into a space of nothingness, operating on instinct until I got home and did the same there. Even the euphoric feeling of cutting open a fish and seeing their blood slowly sleep out onto the white cutting board dulled on me. Everything in my life to that point had been used to make me feel something became nothing. Depression? That was until I heard an angelic voice of yours. Welcome, come on in. What should have been just an in and out visit at the convenience store to grab some cheap beer became a spark that restarted my heart and made everything colorful. Oh, I do like her design. Yeah, I do like her design. The hair is amazing. I looked up and saw you, a shining ray of light in a boring world of gray. You were looking up from your phone, as if my presence alured you. I saw your eyeball quirk ever so slightly, and then when I realized we'd been staring at each other for far too long, could you blame me? Could you blame me? Your face was enchanting. It seemed like God had put all his time into creating the perfect person. Your beautiful brown eyes, your soft, round face with adorably pinchable cheeks, enchants by the perfect touches of makeup that bring out your beauty inside out. For me, I don't even wear it. To be fair, I have like problems with eczema, so I'd just be safer than sorry. Turning my head forward, I walk, not rushed, over to the course and picked out a random 19-ounce beer can. I grabbed some snacks on the way to the register, some sugar candy, and a bag of chips. I wonder what you thought of me when I came up to you with a random assortment of goods. Hopefully not too much awful. Nothing too awful. Not saying worst assortment of food. That's when I took note of your scratched up name tag, written in a faded black marker. What's your name? What's your name, my angel? Well, because it says your name, so we're gonna put your name, YN. And when I took notice of your scratch-up name tag, written in faded black marker, was your name, YN. What a beautiful name. You have a movie night? You asked me with a simple question with scanning my items. I honestly was expecting small talk. Oh, I was assuming that's what you're planning on based on your selection. Candy, chips, and a nice cool drink makes a late night movie 10 times better. I didn't plan on it. It's been a day, but I guess a movie would be better than just sitting around, yeah? You shrugged your shoulders. Maybe my idea of fun might be different from yours. And it's Pokemon. But the time your idea of fun sounded better than anything I could ever come up with. Even now, that's still true. But you need some. But if you need some movie recommendations, I'll always help. I'm always happy to help. Happy to give some. Give some, free of charge, of course. List the lip on the bird of Casa Castillo. Your smile radiating such a welcoming warmth, and I remember feeling the world around me grow brighter because of it. Sure, hit me with them. If you're not a scaredy cat, I recommend The House of Down. I recommend The House Down the Road or Satan's Advocate. But if you're into thrillers, Blink Twice is a must-watch. Oh, I love Blink Twice. I nervously gripped my shark tooth necklace, twirling it around in between my fingers. Really? That one's a sleeper hit, so I didn't know anyone who's seen it before. Well, now you do. I remember smiling and throwing a casual wink your way, but I didn't know how it came across. My smile would never be as charming as yours, but I can only hope that it's at least a fraction is good. But must have been a possible because you chuckled in response. Well, then you should definitely watch one of my recs. You seem like a Satan's Advocate kind of guy. If you ever come back here, you need to tell me what you thought of it. Promise? My mind lingered on your proposal as you stuffed my purchase into a medium-sized brown bag with the words "Have a nice day" on the front. Then you put that into another bag as assurance from the ring outside. You wanted to see me again, I remember thinking to myself. To be fair, this is something that when you're working retail, grocery and all that, they tell you to do this. So we gave him the wrong idea. It was strange to hear that said so generally rare than what I was used to hearing at work. Empty words that were only ever exchanged as a form of politeness. Your tone was casual, but didn't lack emotion. There's a subtle hint of cheerfulness behind it. You were seriously looking forward to the prospect of seeing me again. There's a lot of customers I like seeing again. It was a breath of fresh air to see someone be so cheerful and kind. So that's why I responded the way I did, with the same level of gentleness that you showed me. I promise. Your eyes twinkled like a beautiful star in the night sky, and my heart fluttered at the stunning sight. How did you manage to get more beautiful with each passing second? Also, it would be fun to have a rugger to talk movies with. You press a few buttons on the POS. I mean register. For me. Alright, your total comes to $16.17. I didn't want our thrilling interaction to end, but I couldn't push my luck. I knew that much at least. Although I saw you as the one, I was just a stranger to you. But in time, I'll become something more. I slid my card into the reader. I hesitated to take out when the reader beeped the first time, and quickly glanced at you one last time before retrieving it. Have a nice trip home, okay? Vision's horrible out there. Thanks, and you as well. You as well. I bowed my head a couple of times and jetted out of their back to my car. All the sounds of the outside world, the sharp ding of the convenience store bell, the ring, and me slamming my car door closed when I entered. All of that was drowned out by my unsteady heart rate. The drive home was a complete bore because I only had you in my mind. It's like we tried to make a regular customer. We got Yandere. This probably hits a little bit more than home because I work in grocery. Even during the movie, I took sips of my cheap beer. All I could think about was you, and somehow thinking of you made the beer taste a bit better than it had any right to. As I got ready for bed, I turned to the counter where the extra brown bag stood, completely safe from the rain. That extra reassurance you gave me, you didn't need to do that, but you did. The thought of my well-being at that very moment, you wanted to make life easier for me. For me. Okay, we do have bags. I don't bag stuff just because it's bags. The bags are thin. Paper or plastic are thin. Lion. My slender hand caresses the bag in the same spot your hands had touched it. A sensation ran down my spine. The last time I felt that way was when I first started getting the fish back at the fish shop. That was one of the feelings I missed, but you brought it back to me. I hugged the bag and it crinkled under my tight embrace as I imagined it were you in my arms. Thank you for gifting me with your presence. And thank you for becoming something you treasure eternally. You just don't know it yet. Uh-oh. Yep, customer service made us get Yandere. One year later. YN's point of view. Sometimes I wonder if it's okay being content with a life like mine. People always have a high ambitions for life. Some want to star in a blockbuster movie, some want to star in a blockbuster movie. Others want to become a star athlete, and there are a few who want to hold sold-out concerts in Madison Square Garden or Rodeo 1st of May. Rodeo 1st May? Never heard of that one. Me? I just okay with living a mundane life. I wake up, pet my dog, Oreo, take some time to look over my pottery that I've been working on, go to my job, and then come back home and have a nice warm dinner waiting for me. The job part sucks, but what job doesn't suck at least a little bit? Especially customer service. But being an assistant GM is a job that pays the bills and a little bit extra. Assistant GM, a general manager, or general merchandise manager. A happy life with a job that pays enough and gives me enough time to just breathe so I can do my own little adventures. That's not to love about a life like that. But I can't help but wonder how others view my life. Not that I care about what they have to say. After hearing a long-winded spiel, my boss shoots me a worried look. Maybe I should have left the bit about my job out. Then again, he knows the woes I suffer better than anyone as someone who's been running his own business for 20 plus years. Ryan, you're too young. You're young. You should be living life to the... I raise my hand and he stops in his tracks. Boss, I appreciate your throwing your old wisdom on me, but like I said, I'm fine. Besides, I don't need you spelling out that I wish I had more when I was a young lad. I was not going to use those exact words, but you understand why I'm concerned for you, right? But I'm happy. There's nothing wrong with being content with a cozy little life, with occasional thrill here and there. I don't need the life of a moose star, or have to do death-defying stunts I can cross off my bucket list to have a fulfilling life. My life is just perfect. Listen, there's only 4 individuals in my life who can have an opinion on what I do. Oriole, my parents, and me? Before I can finish my thoughts to my boss, who's buying a few new things, few items. The sharp sound of the door bell rings, and in walks Dallas, who's wearing the signature bag of his. I'm gonna make a joke like Dr. Flug. This without the goggles. Despite all this time, it's still in excellent condition. It makes me wonder: does he wear the exact same one day in and day out, or does he replace it with a new one every day? Might place every day, or it's the exact same one. Ryan, it's good to see you again. You always say that, Darius. You know I'm stuck working in the afternoon to night shift until this bozo over here decides to stop making my life heck. Dallas stops and stares at my boss through that one eye hole in his mask. Oh, it went red. I do like that. You asked for this shift. I playfully shove his arm. I know. I kid. You were kidding? Oh, okay. You were gonna end someone for a joke. Dallas makes his way around my boss, not taking his eyes off him. He still makes it angry. He looks angry. He literally is the second person with a paper bag head that's expressive. There is Dr. Flug. I mean, the night shift can't be that bad, right? Plus, if you change shifts, you wouldn't get to see your favorite customer ever again. In a little inconvenience, your choices can impact Ryan and Dallas' relationship, as well as his behavior. Your decisions will also affect how various scenes and will determine which ending you get. Be mindful of how you respond, because it could mean life or death for multiple characters. And what would I do without my favorite customer? I meant, despite how weird he looks, seriously. Where did he get that bag from? Well, from us. Darius is a friendly dude. All of my regulars are, but having someone around my age to talk to while at work is nice. He's incredibly patient and attentive. It doesn't matter what topic I throw at him, he's always willing to listen. He learned who my favorite artists are, and it's always eager to know what movies to watch, and even goes as far as to help me restock the store here and there. He's nice to have around, and if I couldn't see him much anymore, let alone at all, I think it'll sting a bit. Ah. And what would I do without my favorite customer? Dallas scratches the bag, sitting on top of his head, looking down at his sneakers, embarrassed as if he was expecting me to agree. So it wasn't expecting me to agree so eagerly. I like the little brush. I'm glad I could be useful. Yeah, you make it sound like you're a useless sack of crap, Dallas. Having you around always lifts my spirits, especially on delivery days. Give yourself a little more credit, yeah? Yeah, you're right, Ryan. You're always right. My boss leans over the counter. I'll let you work your customer service magic here in peace, Ryan. Appreciate that. He quickly takes his paid items and hurries off to his office in the back. The bad customer in front of me peeks over the counter and at the steel door boss just escaped to. I didn't know he was going to be here today. He's never here. Had an issue with the cards machine earlier, so he had to come in. Last thing I need is some maniac getting attitude with me because I can only take cash. And if I was here to see that, they would be taken care of. Because we have a Yandere with us. Be playful with him. Really now? You're hardly all the bit that you can handle all the big scary guys that come around and could walk in here. You'd be surprised at what I could do, Ryan. Perhaps there's more to him than meets the eye. My interest is piqued. Would be neat to see in action. It'll be like a horror movie. It'll be a scream. What I wouldn't pay to see that. It'll be like Ghostface. Just looking like Flug. That with a paper bag over his head. To be fair, I do love the design. Well, I'm glad my favorite customer doubles as a bodyguard. And to be fair, I love villainous, so that's why I go paper bag and go all of a sudden hug. And if you're for my favorite cashier, who provides me free snacks on the regular. And if you protect me, you can see more of that coming your way. I shoot him a playful wink. Oh, that reminds me. I need to go get some. Work was busy today. I couldn't even take my lunch break. Well, that's illegal. Sadly, in the state, it depends on the state. And the company you work for. You sure you don't want something more fulfilling instead? We have sandwiches, wings, and hot dogs. As if he was a horror movie, Dallas turns his head slowly to the rower grill cooker. Sitting there are 16 hot dogs that have remained untouched all day. I'll pass on the hot dog. Darn! I guess our hot dog sales will continue to be non-existent. Well, grab a sandwich at least. I'm sure there's something you'd like. Did you make them? Yep. He zooms towards the direction of the sandwiches in mock speed. Well, that didn't take much convincing. Yeah, all I said, all I had to say was, I made them. Bending down, I look under the counter for disinfectant and cough. Geez, we have so many receipt paper here. Wait, is that... Ah, gross. Mike left his container of half-eaten lunch here, and what I need would be behind it. I push it aside and hastily grab the disinfectant and mangled the yellow cough. He's going to hear about this. Boo! Jesus Christ! It's like, out of instinct, I toss the bottle and cough at the man who probably took 5 years off my life. Despite the ball almost colliding with his face, he laughed his butt off, as if someone just threw a pie in my face. It's like it's not assault now. Haha, you should have seen your face. Tristan, what the heck? You almost made me piss myself. Oh, this is like our boyfriend, huh? Consider that payback for scaring me last week, right after I got out of the shower. Okay, boyfriend. Oh, come on. We were both laughing about it afterwards. But that's where you made your mistake. You thought you were safe. Little did you know, I was deceiving a plan to get you back. Blah. You sneaky little devil. You do know now I'm going to get you back, right? And thus our little game of payback will continue for all eternity until we're on our deathbeds. And then we'll prank each other in the afterlife where everyone around us will get sick of our crap. I'm sure they'll forgive us. After all, we'll be the sexiest couple in the afterlife, or hottest, depending on where we end up. And who can stay mad at super sexy hot people? No one. Well, it depends on what you do. Depends on what you do. You'd be a real piece of work and no one would like you, even if you're the most handsome person in the world. I can't help but chuckle. But then again, you can also be the handsome person and people forgive you too, but there are people who won't. I can't help but chuckle at our make-believe scenario. Imagine us in heaven or heck, annoying the ever-loving crap out of the fellow angels or sinners. You're such a goober. Last time I checked, this was reason 20 why you love me. Yep, boyfriend. He's not wrong. He wings in forward with a smirk. So, what are you doing here? Just want to see you, that's all. You couldn't wait 2 more hours like you normally do? Nope. My fragile little heart wouldn't have been able to bear it. He gives me a quick peck on his lips and starts to gently rub his hands. Minding down the fort here. Well, like a good little assistant manager. Of course, thanks to my boss. That's why my boss pays me the big bucks. I love her hair. You're right about that. He bops my nose. So, I have something I need to talk to you about. I arch a brow. What about? Don't look at me like that. It's nothing serious. My friends and I were thinking of... Excuse me. Oh, he's giving death glares right now. A loud, annoyed cough comes from behind Tristan that makes me jump. Crap. Did the paper bag flip? My brain with perspective, but yeah, I think it flipped. Tristan turns around and sees Dallas standing right beside him with an arm full of snacks, plus a couple of sandwiches. Or no. No, it didn't. Never mind. It's because he's face it different. My perception is bad. It's probably get lost. Some of us are trying to make a purchase. Can you move? Oh crap. Sorry, dude. Let me get out of your way. Tristan lets go of my hand and steps aside. Dallas' head follows him. And although I can't see through the hole in the paper mask of his, it feels as though he's scoring daggers at him. And that's because he is. I see your two are well acquainted. His tone is pointed and cold. Was he put off by our PDA? As much as I love Tristan, he does tend to go a bit far with the fetching, even when I'm at work. Sorry about that, Dallas. Tristan, this is one of my regulars. Dallas, this is my boyfriend, Tristan. Uh-oh. We have said the word that he's gonna regret. Because he wants to be our boyfriend. Oh, you're the infamous Dallas that Ryan's been telling me about. Should have figured out by the paper bag on your head. Nice to meet you. He holds his hand out. Dallas took it, and then back at him. Then turns his back to him as he could face the counter. Yikes, rejection. I'm aware of who you are. I could hear you two chatting from down the snack aisle. Ouch. Though despite the icy reception, my boyfriend continues to give him a radiant smile. The awkward tension in the store continues to grow as I quietly scan the items, and Tristan fails to ignite any conversation with Dallas. With every failed attempt, the smile of him slowly curls into a frown. God, I hate this. I need to get the mood back on track. So, hey babe, I'm gonna jet. Need me to pick up anything on my way home? Oh no, nothing comes to mind. Gotcha. See you soon. And bye, Dallas. He gives him a playful pat on his back, like they're best of friends. It was nice to meet you. Dallas doesn't respond to either his gesture of infestic-ish remark. My boyfriend takes that as a security wave. He gives me one last wave before walking out. I look at the counter across from me. Even with Tristan gone, the air of the tension is still there because he found out we have a boyfriend. That's why. I'm gonna apologize. Hey. Look, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be kissing my boyfriend at work, and in turn ignoring you. That's my bad, and it won't happen again. Apology accepted, but if you really want to make things better... He pokes points at the two sandwiches he picked up, and rests his hand on his hands, presumably giving me a sly smile. You could give me these for free. Yeah, your demands are high. The punishment must fit the crime, as they say. I laugh a bit before shaking my head. Fine. You give me a lot of business too, so you deserve it. I lay both his sandwiches on top of the bag to avoid them getting crushed. I didn't put all that time and effort into making them, only for them to get completely smashed by all these snacks. The total comes out to $8.13. Pulling out his worn-down brown wallet, Dallas takes out a perfectly looking 20 and hands it to me. Just as I'm about to put my hand away, he closes it and pats it. You can keep the change, okay? Oh, what? Anyone sandwich is free. Give me more money than that. You sure I don't need the extra cash? He shrugs. Save it for a rainy day or something. You never know what could happen. Well, thanks, Dallas. Like a Yandere, probably going after our current boyfriend, so they could be our Your current boyfriend? Clicking a few buttons on the register emits a loud ding before opening. I click aside the 20 and pull out the correct amount of change before stuffing it into my apron pocket. Anytime, Wyan. He picks up his bag of food. Have a wonderful rest of your shift. And you better get home safe. Don't worry, no trouble ever comes my way. I'll be fine. Holding the bag into his arms, Dallas gives me a smile, a small wave, with his furry hand before salting out the store. Now it's just me, the humming of the heater, and the quiet radio playing overhead. Well, I have a few more things I need to get done before my shift's over in a couple hours. Then I'm free to do whatever I want. Well, within reason, of course. Boss is here, probably monitoring the cameras while he has his feet kicked up on his overcrowded desk. Walking over to the other side of the counter, I grab a bottle of disinfectant and raggy cloth I threw at Tristan earlier and start spraying the countertop register area. Okay, just need to refill the chip section, and I'll be golden. It's like, when are we gonna get the more creepier side of Dallas? I turn the back area and go through the shelves for additional product. Chips. I mumble over again to myself to pass by as I pass by each box. Oh, there they are. Again on my tippy toes, I reach for the box. Great. At least they went off as soon as I found the box. The last thing I need to do is search for them in the dark. So I grab the box off the top shelf and look over my shoulder. Boss, are these lights ever going to be fixed? It feels like I'm in a horror movie, and I'm the unexpected store clerk who's going to get chopped up by the killer the moment I turn the corner. No, I'll be the one that turns around, finds the killer, and starts trying to beat him up. Or scream in their face, not loud enough. That it hurts their eardrums. It hurts my vocal cords. My voice travels down the hall, up to my boss's office. He rolls his office chair to the doorway and throws up his hands. Hey, it's not my fault. Blame the higher-ups for taking their sweet time approving the paperwork to get the electric guys to come in. Okay, that hits close to home. They literally take their time on fixing stuff. Like a landlord. If I were in their fancy, smancy leather chairs making bank, doing absolutely nothing, I might act the same way. Why bother lifting a finger? You don't get paid to do that. Wouldn't you do the right thing if you were in their shoes? And I thought I knew you. Tisk, tisk, tisk. That's goes to show you, Wyan. You never truly know a person. Oh, here we go with the wise man knowledge. Let me get out of here before he starts spouting proverbs. I can just picture that happening a couple hours later. Finally, I'm home. As soon as I step foot into my apartment, I'm greeted by a symphony of aromas coming from the kitchen. An adorable pit bull, Oreo. I bend down and give him a good rub. His soft black and white coat feels so nice to the touch. Hey, buddy. Did you miss Mommy? I give him a few kisses. I hear loud footsteps coming my way, and I look up to see Tristan above me with a plate of something delicious in his hand. No kisses for the chef? I cuddle Oreo. No, only kisses for Oreo. I give my fluffy child one last kiss, and he responds with 1,000 of his own. And to think I made you this delicious food. Okay, that looks good. I hopped to my feet and tried to grab the plate from Tristan with my free hand. Gimme! Oh, now you're interested in me after finding out I made your favorite. Sorry, but I won't give it up so easily. Playfully rolling my eyes, I cup his cheek and pull him in for a kiss. Alright, I'm satisfied. Here you go. He puts the plate down on the coffee table and fetches me a spoon. He takes a seat and I lay up against him before grabbing my meal. Oreo lays at the edge of the couch, eyeing my stew. I'll just say stew. So, how was the rest of the work? Uneventful. So good. His encounter with Darius pops in my head, and my stomach sinks a bit. Hey, I'm sorry about Darius. Not sure what got into him. He never acted like that before. It was sort of out of left field. It's whatever. Not going to care about the bag man what the big bag man thinks says about me. Don't call him that. You can call him Dr. Flug. It's a fitting name for the guy. I would be with the person to be called name him after Flug. But I really do like the character, so. But it sounds rude. How would you like to be called Mr. Eggplant because your hair? Not because of my... No. I shoved an elbow in his previous, narrowly missing his eggplant. I love the face. Up. He launches forward, and I can feel his rest his chin on top of my head. You missed the point. If you ever bump into him again, for the love of God, do not call him that. Just call him by his actual name. Who knows? Maybe you end up in his good graces. Still reeling from the critical hit moments earlier, he lets out a groan. I doubt that would ever happen after today, but sure, whatever will make you happy, babe. Thank you. I stare at the hearty stew as I recount the rest of my shift. That's when I remember. Oh, you said you had something to talk to me about, yeah? Yeah, so the boys and I were thinking of going to the a camping trip earlier this week for a few days. Are these the same boys where you did a late night karaoke after getting drunk at a club, and you were so bad the workers had no choice but to kick you out? The same boys who you got with that one time, that one time, and you all thought you were animals. Need I remind you that you thought you were a cow, and then in Cobb salad, I got you like it was grass. Well, the same boys. Before I could continue on, Tristan puts a hand on my mouth. Yes, the same boys. They're the only people I call the boys. I shrug. Well, you don't need my permission to hang out with them. Just be careful, okay? I was thinking maybe you could come with. I look over to my shoulder and stare at him. Me on a camping trip with them in the middle of the woods? No. He nods eagerly, just like Oreo whenever he gets a bacon-flavored treat. No. Aw, why not? As much as I like them, I'm not sure I could handle the whole trip of you and your guys' shenanigans. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun until one of them has their head halfway in a bear's mouth because they want to feed it some of their camp food. No, they want to feed it the bear them. Yeah, their head. Nope. Plus, you're going to watch. Who's going to watch Oreo? There's no way I'm trusting him in the hands of a stranger. Maybe your sister? We've been over this, Tristan. She's allergic to dogs. I would hate to put her through that for our sake. He lets out a sigh. Man, I was hoping to spend some more time with ya in the gray outdoors. Oh man, I hate seeing him pout like that. So I push myself upwards and give him a peck on the lips. He perks up a bit. Maybe after your trip, you can plan a small romantic getaway somewhere. Just us and Oreo in a little log cabin by the lake. We haven't done that in one of those in a while. I'll take that also because we get our Yandere in the cabin. I guess, but I really do want you to be with me on this trip. It makes for a good bonding experience for us all. Yeah, and I don't. Your friends are not the brightest. If someone's gonna if we're thinking that one of them's going to put their head in the bear's mouth. Plus, if we had a fourth, then they'll make it nice and even. We wouldn't have to worry about someone sleeping by themselves. I let out an eternal sigh. On one hand, I get it. Who wouldn't want their girlfriend to be best buds with their friends? But on the other hand, I just wish he could drop it and let us plan something with just us. Sorry, but it's still no, Tristan. I'm sure you find someone else to fill the empty spot and join the sausage fest of yours. Okay. We chat a bit after the upcoming trip and where it'll be at. Apparently, they have their eyes set for New Moon's campground. Not Camp Crystal Lake. It was right on top of the mountain, and there's a lake nearby where campgoers fish. It sounds nice. Maybe he'll take me there later in the year. Eventually, I finished my stew and washed the plate before putting it in the dishwasher. I let out a long yawn, and the long day at work hits me like a sack of bricks. Sounds like someone's tired. He pulls at me towards the bedroom. Come on, I'll tuck you in. I'll even let you be the little spoon this time. Oh, me? The little spoon? How considerate of you. He pulls me into the bedroom, making sure Oreo also comes along before turning off the living room lights and closing the bedroom door. Dallas's point of view. I hate him. 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 I've hated him ever since I saw him with Ryan a year ago. Oh, he's been stalking us since then? Since before then? Who does that piece of crap think he is? Putting his hands over her like that she's his plaything? And at work, nevertheless, she would have been scolded by her boss if her boss came in out and saw her doing that. He's such an inconsiderate piece of crap. And she had to apologize for him. Meanwhile, he's smiling without care in the world. It's always been like that. He never thinks about her or how she feels. What did a selfish piece of crap like him do to convince her that he's worthy of her love? I slam my hand down on my wooden desk. It shakes along with a box cutter from work. It doesn't make any sense. I've done so much for her. I keep her company at work. I make sure she's okay when she's driving home at night. I keep an eye on her when she's cooking. He's been stalking us. And for what? For her to be cuddled up to some man who thinks he's better than me. It should be me who's making dinner for her every night. I should be the one she's lying up against while we're sleeping under her blue comforter. It's definitely stalking. I should be the one she's telling everything to. I swung my hand down my desk again, and I feel bits of my skin scrape from impact. I won't lose the most precious gift life has given me to a bottom feeder. I glance at my box cutter, a green box cutter, sitting a few inches away. It's been attached to my side ever since I started working at the fish market. You never know when you might need to cut something open. It's always there at the ready. I'll do my best to I'll do whatever it takes to make sure of that. A sadistic-sounding laugh escapes between my lips as I imagine him begging for his life as I kneel over him, weapon in hand. And with each beg, I drive a box cutter deeper into him, just like how I cut up the fish at the market with my knife. His blood coating me like it's fish guts when I'm halfway through chopping them up. His hands clawed at me like a helpless little fish flopping around after it's been exposed to air. Now we know why he works at a fish market. He's kind of... It's not even he likes to... he's watched Scream too many times. Every time I cut up this fish, their aroma fills my nostrils. It smells like a smell I've never grown tired of. I wonder, what would your death smell like? What would it fill me with that same indescribable lust of carnage, or would I discover newfound level? Well, this is how serial killers are made. We'll find out together, won't we, Tristan? A little inconvenience. So, there is no routes so far. It's only like one demo. So, if you like my content, please subscribe, like the video, help out, and comment down below. See you guys next time.